Okay, next up, ladies and gents, can we speak? It's called cozy attire. You've got to feel good, but you've also got to feel good. You know what I'm saying? There is cozy and lovely, and there is cozy and not sexy. Okay, so when we say cozy, we're not talking about going to the Walmarts, as they say in Texas. Everything is a the and an S on the end of it. Wearing pajamas. Okay, I fell into this. I was like, because I grew up in a family, you did not walk out of that. What are you kidding me? Like, no. And so when I married my ex husband, and it was just like this is casual, this, that, and the other, and I just got slobby and I got fat and I got like that whole, like, what happens when you get with somebody and then what happens when the glow down and the glow up and the whole thing. So there's that whole thing. But cozy attire, appropriate cozy attire. I'm not saying get dressed to the nines. There is a chick, though, I do appreciate her on the TikToks and the YouTubes and all of the things, but she goes in like full corset, ballerina, I don't know, like all hookery and stuff like that, and I respect it because oh my gosh, even as an Instacart person, like I'm wearing a hat and this, that, and the other. I have a great personality, all that other stuff. People, just because I do give like good eye contact. I was a flight attendant, one of the best airlines. Like you gotta be able to do the thing. And people are like, oh, they're flirting with me, and I'm like, no, I'm just being kind and interested and giving eye contact. But no, I say no. I honestly, it's really different, like around the country, like the amount of eye contact. Like California, people will be all up in the eye contact, and in Maine, you're like, how do you walk without lifting your eyes up? And in Texas, they're just like, they'll talk to you side by side, but like straight up, like, because they're just, oh, I'm sorry, Texas. I cannot. Like, it's like 70% of you are just like filthy, filthy racist. Like, it's just so bad here. And I've lived in a lot of states and experience, people are at their worst in the sky. So flying this country and having such a huge respect for this country. And, like I said, I'm a patriot and I always will be. I have so much respect because I've actually been out of this country and I've experienced other people and other culture. And that's why I'm so appreciative of what we have here. And that's why I'm so frustrated about people that haven't really, they're like, oh, I've been to the Cancun's, right? I've been out, I'm well traveled and this, that, and the other. But it's like somebody that like comes, like the colorism and the bigotry and the misogyny and all that other stuff. And, like sliding it under the rug of Christendom, or somebody thinks different from them, then they feel like they can go after them, like the Moors and the Catholics and this, that, and the other. Like, who is it for you to put like, you're going to sick the Calgary? I mean, it's so sad. And honestly, it's a little disgusting and it's a little icky, right? Like, I've just kind of really overdone. Again, if somebody is just like pronounces I'm a Christian or I'm a this, that, and the other, I run the opposite way, and I sick my people on them, right? Because no one has to. The alpha in the room doesn't have to say I'm the alpha. The guy that says I'm the alpha is the beta. Classic case, of, well, we won't go there. So, cozy attire. Have some self-respect. But also wear things like, I've got this Duke shirt that's nasty. It is nasty. It's like yellowed out and this, that, and the other, but it makes my tits look great. And it's like the best Cookie Monster blue, and it reminds me of North Carolina. And I know exactly what thrift store I got it and the day I got it and the circumstances, and it's my jam, right? But it's clean. And it's just the little things like that. Like, comfort can still be, because it's the way it makes you feel. It's not comfort in I want to feel grimy. It's comfort in, it's that, like if you've ever been married or if you haven't been, or what have you, but it's like, everybody can be sexy and hot girl and the flamingo and the titties up and all of the things, right? But who's the sexiest when they look great in their glasses and their hair is greasy and they're just wearing a sloppy t-shirt, right? That maybe the baby just threw up on. You're like, that's the sexiest man or woman I've ever met in my life, right? So it's the little things right there. So cozy attire doesn't mean sloppy attire, right? Unless you're like, it's a Halloween sloppy costume. Stop going sloppy. Go sexy, hottie, naughty. Like, if you want to go with give him a whale tail. If you're going to be running around with the plumber's crack, at least have something up the crack that looks good. I'm just saying, like, we are just stop being lazy, because other women will not be lazy, right? Other men will not be lazy. There's always someone that will step up to the plate and do the thing that you're not doing. It's not a threat, it's the truth, right? And so, are you the partner, right? When it comes to a cozy attire, are you the partner that you'd be attracted to? Do you think that if you were dating you, would you want to see what you see in that person, every day? Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be sexy or whatever. It just has to be like clean and well thought out. You know what I mean? Of like, I decided to brush my hair back and maybe put a touch of blush on my cheek, blush of cheek. That can't speak. It's just making the effort, especially for what, this is where people get really frustrated. It's like we go out and you make all this effort for people that don't even matter, but you won't take the time to put on makeup or have a conversation or anything like that with me. And I'm the person that you spend the most time with, right? A lot of us have, well, I'm not actually not going to put myself in that category anymore, because I have cultivated, I do have my idiosyncrasies here and there, but I've cultivated a character where if I come into someone's life, I know that I am matching them. I may not match them in maybe a paycheck or whatever it is, but I bring a hell of a lot to the table, right? I bring value, and that value can be taken away, and it can be taken, brought elsewhere, right? Where someone else will value it. So when you bring something to the table, right, that's really where you are able to just leverage relationships in a more uh, equal way, if there's any way. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get to that equality. I have very traditional values in some ways, and in some ways I don't. But if someone would just ask me, right, instead of making assumptions. And so I guess we'll close this out with, don't judge books by their covers. Catch you on the flip. Bye.